motherfucker's tiny.
All right, what's up, what's up, what's up? Hello. Hello, hello. How's it going, kings and queens? Come right over here. Hello, my name is Leah Laverne. I am the creator of the Mogul Mommy Network, and I'm one of the platinum leaders here in Smart Systems. Welcome to Beginners Branding. So as I mentioned, what we're doing in Beginners Branding is we really want to get down to the basics of branding, what a brand is, how it works, and how you can benefit from having it. A lot of our community are brand new in business, let alone online marketing. And one of the main things that we know you need to be successful in online marketing is a brand. So beginners branding is going to be an exciting class for me because I love that creative process. I love the process of kind of just taking something from nothing, creating something from nothing. And with beginners branding, you really have to stop, think about who you are. You have to think about what are the values that you represent, what type of business you're in, what niche you're in, what values that that niche values. And then from there, you have to build a brand, um, which is kind of like a lifelong image of what what you are, who you are, what you represent, what you want to sell, so on and so forth. So I see we have just a couple of people on right now. Um, Top notch, how's it going? Miss Deborah, hello, hello. Um, So for this newbie, this beginner session, okay, perfect. So for this session, I want to go ahead and ask, and feel free to cut on your cameras as well, unless you don't want to be recorded. Definitely let us know. But for most of our sessions, they're kind of small and personable, especially branding sessions, because it's a lot of the technicals that you're gonna learn that we're gonna teach you, but the majority of this process is making sure that our members come out with a solid brand. A profitable brand is my mission for all of you by the end of your 90-day process. And right now we all should have started our 90-day process as a team. We launched September. We're 15 days in to our team 90 days. So this is actually a landmark for us as a team and as business owners. Because if you're tracking your business, then you should be making sure you're doing stats every 7 to 14 days, every quarter, every couple of weeks, however, whatever works best for you. So we're doing our 90-day push. We're 15 days in, which means we're halfway through our first month. So by the end of your 90-day process, for all of those who tap in, for all of those who really embrace this process, who learn, and who just participate, honestly, just participate despite fear, participate despite your lack of knowledge, participate despite your comfortability levels. Just participate, because at the end of the day, if you're participating, you're gonna have a result. And that's the reason why I want to make these branding sessions a bit personable. So what I was thinking is how we should go about this. All of our sessions, we ask our instructors to donate at up to 2 hours for their courses. So for most courses, they're going to be about an hour session with a lecture period, about an hour. But if there's participation going on, it's going to be that 2 hours, it goes by in no time. So if you all can dedicate those 2 hours or 4 hours a week into developing your brand, then by the end of this 90 days, there is no doubt that you will have a profitable brand, that you will have a notable brand. And for those of you who already have a brand, that's even better, because by the end of this 90 days, then you for sure should be profitable. You for sure should have your paperwork in place. So again, for those still coming in, welcome to Beginner's Branding class. My name is Leah Laverne. And basically I'm excited to announce, are going to be the beta students for the Jumpstart Your Own Brand course created by yours truly. So I'm really excited to be working with you all. I'm really excited to have you all in this space with me, in this frequency, really this space, because you all are creating right now, and you're creating my dream, which is why I'm so dedicated to helping you all achieve yours. So again, welcome to Beginner's Branding. As I still see people are growing, our numbers are growing, I want to go ahead and save. I'll get to everybody towards the end. So basically, I want to go ahead and talk about why smart systems. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why brand? Okay, so branding is a huge part of a business's success. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. It doesn't matter if you're Coca-Cola. It doesn't matter if you're Nike. It doesn't matter if you're Trump. It doesn't matter what it is. Your brand is a huge part of what brings you the success, what brings you the money, what brings you the respect, what brings you the crowd, what brings you the people. Your brand is the stamp on all of it. So why Smart Systems? Why Leah Laverne? Why the Mogul Mommy Network? Why now? So for me, I can tell you all, my journey started years ago. Honestly, I've been modeling since the age of 12. I'm going on 30. So that puts me close to a good 20 years in the game of promoting, in the game of branding. So this is something that I've honestly been studying most of my life, and I wasn't even aware of it, or I wasn't fully aware of the power of it. Because at the end of the day, we all know what brands are. We all know why they exist. But what we don't know really as entrepreneurs is what makes a profitable brand. Because there are thousands of brands out there. There's thousands, there's millions even of different brands. There's hundreds of top competitors in the same niche battling for the same audience. But the thing that separates is the brand. So, as I mentioned, I started my journey long before I really even knew what I was doing when I began modeling. And as a model, it's a lot of things that we learn early on because it is a business. So you do have to learn your image. How are you showing up to these casting calls? How are you showing up to these auditions? People judge you before you open your mouth. That is a gift that we have and a curse. But at the end of the day, it's a gift because sight is one of our main senses. There's a lot of people who really take for granted our sight. And what I learned in the beginning was your presentation is your calling card. That is your comp card. Because a lot of the times you may not have a business card. A lot of the times sometimes your phone may be dead. Sometimes their phone may be dead. So it's really your appearance is what draws somebody in on the first look. And I mean, it's plenty of data to back this up. I know I want to be a lot more hands-on when it comes to data that I'm sharing with my class, because I want you all to really understand the facts and know that this is not my theory. These are laws. And laws don't change. Laws apply to anybody, in depending on the law, any situation, laws don't change. So these are laws, and law is appearance. People see you before they hear you, sometimes before they smell you, they see you. So your appearance plays a huge role, right? One thing I learned directly off the bat, modeling. And then as I learned next, of course, once you get there, you're going to have to perform. So you're going to have to, on the spot, deliver a result to a client who doesn't know you, you don't know them, and you have to deliver a result. I mean, come on, the pressure, right? So when it comes to building a brand, you have to understand that your brand must already deliver certain results before you even explain what it is, before they even make a decision. You know, they're almost expecting a result. And leading up to that result, it begins with your appearance, right? So then that's the second thing that I learned. And mind you, this is super young. This is in my branding journey, right? The third thing that I learned when it came to branding is that it literally is your reputation, right? So if I was showing up with a agency versus if I was showing up independently versus if I was showing up from a personal invite from a casting director or from the party host or the event planner or whoever, your reputation precedes you, which means that your brand is going to be speaking for you even when you're not in the room. So depending on if I was with John Casablanca or if I was with 99, only thing that mattered was what was the reputation of even that casting agency, those talent scouts. What was their reputation, and how was that going to affect me and my reputation? Because at the end of the day, your brand is a combination of basically these three main things: your reputation, right? What they see off the bat before you say anything, and then the result that you're going to deliver them before they even know it, before they even know what result. That some people know what it is, some people don't. But as I began my journey into branding, and I learned these three major things, and they aided me on my journey, I really learned that at the end of the day, everybody has a brand, whether you like it or not. Some of your brand is your name. And that's one of the reasons why some people struggle with family issues, because they're already branded. That brand can never go away. They cannot change it. Or, I mean, they can't take away that that's their family. So they feel like they're stuck with a brand, not their own. But this is the thing, you can always change. Your brand should be growing and evolving, just like your family. You should be growing and evolving, because if you're not growing, you're dying. That is a law. That is a universal law, period. And I've been hearing it in so many different of my mentors' lectures, that it's almost like, wow, if you could bring it down to a couple of words, grow or die. That's how it works. That's how all of this works. If your body is not growing and getting better, it's disintegrating and getting worse. If you don't use the brain that God blessed you with, then that brain will rot away. It's literally grow or die. And when you adopt this concept to your brand, everything is going to be so much smoother. You're going to be like, okay, I feel like that color shade, that green, I was on the right track, but that's not my green. I feel like my green it's not here yet, but I'm going to get that green. That's how you should feel about your brand as you begin to grow. It should grow like you're growing, and you shouldn't be afraid to grow it. Yes, people say one thing about you today, they'll say something different about you tomorrow. So how your brand grows, you direct that, but at the end of the day, it's up to the people to decide. Because again, all of these things that I mentioned, there's a side that you can control, but most of it is out of your control. You can control what you put on, but you can't control how people see you. You can think you're the best dressed person in the room. Somebody could clearly disagree. You don't have control over that. At least that side of it, right? And then again, your reputation. A reputation is not meant for you. It's meant for you to utilize other people's opinions of you. So again, it's only a certain level that you can control, because you can do everything right and still have a reputation as being, you can be the most on-time person in the world, and people will give you a reputation of being stuck up. Oh my God, they're always there on time. Like they never, like, they're not human. How could you always be there on time? I just value my time, so I'm going to show up on time. See, it's only a certain level that you can control. And when you apply these to your branding process, it's going to be so much smoother for you all. You'll understand that nothing is set in stone. You want it to grow. Okay? So again, why smart systems? Because like I said, this is a journey that I've been on for a while now. And even after modeling, I went into promotional work. So I was promoting parties and events in high school. I did that for a couple of years. I got paid to do that while I was in high school. And then I went to college and I continued to do that. Promote events and plan events. So again, I did that all leading up to me coming online and learning that all of those skill sets that I learned, including communication, including handling people, including building events, because you do have to build. You start from ground and you go up. This is how you work with your brand, building up. All of these steps led me to creating my own six-figure brand, where I've been able to make over 6 figures online in the last 12 years. Just this last 9 months, I've been able to do 5 figures with my team. I've been able to help multiple people do 4 figures, and even more people do 3 figures. So basically what I'm trying to say is this is something that I've been teaching for a while. And honestly, I was teaching it before I even knew that I was teaching it. I was helping people create and grow brands. I've created profitable brands and I didn't even know that they turned out to be as profitable as they were. I just kind of checked back in. They were like, oh yeah, remember that you helped me create? Well, look what it's doing now. So I kind of fell into this role of teaching this subject because it was something that I was built for. Like I said, everybody has a story. Learn to embrace your story. Learn to embrace your path, especially when you're creating your master brand, right? So my master brand is the Mogul Mommy Network. That means that anything that I do is going to fall under the umbrella of the Mogul Mommy Network. And I thus launched multiple businesses under that umbrella, including MMN Founded, which is my Unclaimed Funds Revealed. Also, the Mogul Mommy Network coaching program, where I coach my students. Again, here's another where I'm teaching, not more so, well, this is still coaching hands-on, but something that I can mass produce and we can share with our entire teams. They can come back and watch these videos and they can learn without me being there, without you being there, without you having to reteach what I've already taught. So again, there's another segue in my business. So everything that I'm teaching, I use. Everything that I'm teaching, I've taught before, and it has shown and proved to be successful. So why us? Why now? Why here? Because this is where God led us. Honestly, I mean, I don't know what your religion is, but this is where my God led me. This is where the universe landed me, here in this group, in this community of people who were looking for this type of information in this type of environment where you can really use it and thrive. In an environment where we're 15 days into a 90-day launch, where we're going to help thousands of people create residual incomes for their family. And the fastest way to do that is going to be these methods that we're teaching and sharing with you all on these webinars and in these classes. So again, why smart systems? Because you have a team full of expertise that you can leverage to build your brand, that others have leveraged and they built their brands and they've been successful in building their brands. So we brought it together under one umbrella so that we can continue to share all the knowledge that we have on all these many subjects and all these many niches that will all help you grow and maintain a profitable business. So welcome. Congratulations. I don't know what landed you here, but you're in the right place at the right time with the right team, the Smart Systems team. Okay? So why are we branding again? Let's just really keep getting into that. And I know I'm asking these questions a bunch of different ways with a bunch of variations of answers, but it all comes down to the same thing. Why are we branding? Because people buy from people. I told you my story because now you can relate to me a little bit more. Because now you can understand when I say, hey, this is what you should do to build a profitable brand, you can believe me because you have a connection to me now that you know a little bit more about me. And some of that may resonate with you. The journey of starting a trade very young, or the journey of being in business, running your own business, or maybe even just the Mogul Mommy Network for anybody who knows what it's about, and catering to really busy working parents. Whatever it is, that connected me to you. That made me more of a person and less of a figure, less of an idol, less of an just a teacher. It made me more of a companion. That's not the word I'm looking for. More of a, it's going to come to me. But basically, we're on the same level. When you know my story and I know your story, now we're vibing. You know, now it's like, okay, I can dig this. You know, that opens up your mind, that relaxes your fears, that pushes away your anxiety, and it says, hey, maybe I can listen to this person. Maybe I can learn something from this person, or maybe I can share something with this person. Maybe I can give something to this person. But in whatever way that you felt connected, this is what you want to do with your brand. This is how people feel about your brand. This is why when you're creating a brand, you're creating a feeling. One of my favorite stories that really jumped out at me when I was learning about branding was Harley Davis, right? So when Harley Davis first created their motorcycle company, what happened was they had to go against these other motorcycles. They had to go against these faster motorcycles. They had to go against the Suzukis. They had to go against the Yamakazes. They had to go against all the different brands, right? They had to go against them. But what they wanted people to know was the feeling of Harley Davidson, the feeling of owning this motorcycle. So what they created was a rebel. What they did was they went out there and they got in these motorcycle races and they showed up to these pits and they showed up and they were always the rebel. They were always the opposition. So when people started showing up to watch them race, they knew that, hey, these racers are rebels. They don't follow the rules. So then when people went down to buy the motorcycle, they got the feeling of, hey, I'm a rebel. I'm not like everybody else. I'm a standout. I'm different. And that's the reason what blew them up. Although there were plenty other brands that were faster motorcycles, there were other brands that more high quality motorcycles, but they created a feeling for their customer base. And that feeling carries on today. When you see somebody riding on a Harley Davidson, what are they usually wearing? They got a leather coat, a vest maybe. They have on their bandana. They look real chill. They're sitting back on their motorcycle and they're just cruising. And you really get the feel that, hey, they stand out. Hey, maybe they seem like a rebel. When you're creating your brand, this is why you want to be authentic, because you want people to connect with it. People buy from people. People buy from people. That's what you need to keep at the forefront of your business, always. The people, not the customer, not the buyer, the people. Because the people decide who's going to be the customer. You want to get your message out there to as many people as you can and let them decide who's going to buy from you. Let them decide what they want from you, what they like from you. You put it out there and you have to be the mad scientist. You have to mix and match. You have to test and hypothesize. You have to put something out there and try it. Put the same thing out there and try it with a different background. Put the same thing out there and try it with different background music. Put the same thing out there and try it on a different page, on a different day. You have to keep experimenting so that the people will tell you what they want. That's the best part of this. They're going to tell you. Okay? People shop notoriety. That's why you need to keep putting the content out there. Put it out there again, and then put it out there again, and then say it again. Why? Because people learn like this. First, you have to tell them what you want to tell them. I'm going to tell you folks about ABC on 123 Street. And then you have to tell them, hey folks, this is ABC on 123 Street. And then you have to tell them what you just told them. Hey guys, I explain to you ABC on 123 Street. Do we have any questions? By that time, they've heard the information 3 times already. 3 times. And some of y'all get mad when y'all don't catch it the first time, and you stop repeating it over and over again. Well, the way the brain works, I need to tell you what I'm going to tell you, and then tell you what I told you so that you can receive the information. Because honestly, the first time around, we're not even really paying attention. And then by the second time around, it sounds a little bit familiar. Okay, I can understand these concepts. And then the third time around, dang, bro, that's genius. Yeah, I love that idea. That's amazing. Why didn't you ever tell me? That's okay, Susan. Got it this time around. All right. So when you're building, that's how you create the notoriety that they love. The reason why everybody drink Coke is because every winter they had a winter campaign. Every winter them polar bears came out to play. Every summer there was a drop top convertible with a bottle top Coke. Tell me I'm wrong. You saw them all year round. No wonder they're a part of your family. You grew up with them in your household. Some people literally remember their Christmases and their holidays literally by the advertising campaigns. Oh yeah, you remember the polar bears, but remember when they were skating and then you didn't know he had babies and then the babies came out? Yeah, that was a great year. Yeah, that year. That's how people shop. They shop through that familiarity, that notoriety. That's the reason why you want to make sure you're getting yourself in front of your audience. Okay? And the more you get in front of your audience, the larger your community becomes. Then you start creating this huge community. And now everybody loves to hear from you. Some people love your morning talks. Other people love your afternoon joke post. Some people, they can't wait for your evening reflections because you're just so insightful, because you just speak to my soul. No, it's because they feel like they know you. They've gotten to know you. They feel familiar with you. And you've created a community for them that they can rely on. So why brand? Because it's the process of creating your community. Some people wonder how Beyonce got this large, her Beehive community. They support her. It doesn't matter what she do, they're going to buy. And I dare you say one thing bad. I dare you talk junk. I dare you mention Becky to the Beehive. They live, they breathe. And yeah, it may seem cult-like, it is, but that community rely on the value she brings to them. And it's that feeling, the feeling that her music creates, that joyful feeling, that energy, that frequency, that vibe that they get when they turn on her records, when they see her perform, when they hear her speak. You have to be all in on your brand. You have to be all in on you. And when you're all in on you and providing the most value with the tools that you have, then you don't have to worry about it. It will flow out. And as it flows, people will naturally gravitate to it because there's an audience for everything. There's an audience for everything. You just got to find your audience. All right. So at this time, I want to take a few minutes and open it up the floor to see if anybody has any questions. Anybody. Let me go to the chats. How's everybody feeling? All right. Okay. No problem. No problem. Just awesome. Everything it brings you. Exactly. Loyalty. Your reputation brings you loyalty. Loyal customers are repeat buyers.
Hey,
Always grow spiritually, mentally, physically.
Elia.
Yes. Hey, how's it going?
I took a shower. I'm feeling good. Sorry about that, y'all.
Oh, so fresh and so clean,
Yeah,
clean. Ain't
yes.
nobody.
Don't pass me. I'm just
What
so.
changes have I made to my brand?
Yeah,
My
that was my
logo
question.
has a change.
What
My
what I was saying was, I know with branding, the culture, the environment, the economy, targeted community in which can fluctuate, because what 20 years ago worked doesn't work today, right?
right.
I'll give an example. My favorite marketing, and it's kind of like a question, like a rhetorical question, but my favorite example that I've always looked forward to was Walmart. When back in the days, Walmart was marketing to the family before they became Super Walmart, and investors
Right.
and shareholders really came in. It was like, this is where the family can come, and this is like amazing. Everything is beautiful, one-stop shop. You don't have
Yep.
to go to. Then I believe it was somewhere between 2000, maybe 2004. Don't quote me on the times. They went to a little happy little face that dropped little money. So they eliminated the family, and they said, well, forget about that, because we could, honestly, this is what they said, and they went to a meeting. Anyway, they basically said, forget about the family environment. Just come in because we got better prices. We've eliminated the
Yep.
merchandising costs, the
Yep.
logistical costs, and we can
Yep.
charge $1.50 less
That
per
was
item.
when the little smiley face came
Right.
in and
The
started
bounty.
dropping all
Right.
the little balls, and all
Right.
the prices just began
Right.
to drop.
Yep. My question was reflective on reputation of brand, right? Here's one thing. I love safety. I study it. I study many things of safety. And I don't care to say I'm all about the Second Amendment. I stay strapped. I take a shower with a gun. I sleep with my gun. I don't play. Cause listen, right? But here's the thing. I don't go to Walmart unless I have to. There's been so
Yep.
many horrible events that happen at a Walmart, unseen in any retail ever.
Right.
Yet you go to a Walmart before COVID, and it is packed to the till.
Yeah.
You can't find an associate to help you with anything. You take that
Right.
same and say, I'll pay 50 cents to $1 more for a product. So what, right? And go to
Right.
Target. You can ask a cashier. She will close her cash register to walk you to the product and
Yep.
pick it up and put it in your hand.
Yep. Yeah. That's true. But that's where, again, that branding.
Cost
Yep.
effectiveness instead of the brand. Because I tell
You're breaking up a little bit there, boss.
so that was my question. When did you change?
Okay. You said, what did I change? I missed that.
You hear me?
Hold on 1 second. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I think kids
Hey,
is
bro.
frozen.
What's up,
Oh,
Adi?
okay.
My man, Adi Fine. My man.
Hey, what's going on, brother? What's going on?
Hey, did you catch that question?
No, his is breaking up. I want to say
Okay.
it sounded like he was gonna ask, when did you change your brand? Like, like what event caused that change? I'm gonna assume.
Was that similar to what was your question again, bro? We missed you. Or just type it out.
So 1-9, break 1-9.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
We can. But while we're working on this question, did anybody else on here have any questions?
Mm, nah.
No. Everybody's feeling good. Everybody's doing good.
I do. Actually, I do. Whenever you say be the mad scientist, and I get experimenting with things, how do you know what to experiment with? Like if you're trying to make a volcano, like a paper mache volcano, you're not gonna put, you know, roach spray in there. How do you know what to experiment?
So basically, when it comes to building your brand, what you're experimenting with is just your content. So you can even pick some topics. Well, obviously, if you know that you're going to be in business, you can go and pick like funny business memes. You can pick business facts. You can pick niche specific facts. Like if you're in cooking, obviously recipes, and you would just test, do they like more baking recipes? Am I getting more likes on my videos when I put up a chicken recipe versus a seafood recipe? If you're an entrepreneur, you're looking for questions. Do they like when I post free hacks, or do they like when I do video lectures? Does my audience like when I'm having fun and joking around, or does my audience like when I'm just dropping facts, straight knowledge? So you want to play around with what type of content you're producing, whether it's videos, audios, pictures with words over it, whatever it is. You want to play around with a little bit. If your content doesn't get a lot of love, then go to that piece of content, go to that video and change the music in the video. And maybe it's the music, or go and change the color of your Facebook post. You can change the little backgrounds. Sometimes just testing that stuff out, you can really find what people are into. Like when I put up an all black post, I know, I can expect quite a few likes, because for some reason people like the white letters on a black background. And I started paying attention to that. And I just started studying that and listening to what other people said they tested. So if they test that type of stuff, then I'm gonna test it and see what it does for my network. If they hate it, then I know don't do anything like that. If they love it, then I know to keep doing that. So you just want to be a little bit creative.
Gotcha.
All right, and then that question was, when did I realize I had to change my brand to adapt to the environment or to the culture? So basically, my brand was an evolving brand from the beginning, and I knew that. Because when I created the Mogul Mommy Network, it is about my network. Mogul Mommy is me, but my network is the key part. That's the goal. Because at the end of the day, I can't do everything. I can't be a master gymnast, a black belt, a fashionable model, a cook, an actress. I can do all these things, but I'm not going to be great. I'm not going to be the top in all of it. So the best way to go about being the top in everything It's to leverage it. It's to find the best people, find the top marketers, find the top traders, find the people who love building websites, find the people who love doing webinars, find the people who like to talk, find the people who like to write, find the people who like to record, find the friends who will show up to anything. Once I realized the power of that, I already knew it was going to be forever growing, because my job literally is to be the plug. Hey, you said you need it. I know a guy. Hey, I know the perfect people that you're looking for. Hey, this person over here, they're the best at what they do. Hey, this girl's absolutely amazing. I thought of her when you told me about your project. And being that person, for me, is the master key, because I'll forever be I'll be the smartest, I'll be the tallest, I'll be the fastest, I'll be the strongest. Why? Because I'm connected to these people. So I knew my ball was going to be evolving, because those people are going to change. Nobody stays number one forever. So whoever figures out how to be number one next, I want to know what they learned too. I don't want to be limited to this number one because they're number one today. That don't mean they're going to be number one 5 years from now or 10 years from now. And I can leverage better if I'm friends with everybody. So I built that into my brain. But that's kind of the reason why I'm teaching now, is to just start off this way. Start off knowing that your brand will grow. It will change. It will evolve. It will get better. It will go through rough spots. It will need to be revamped. It will need to be wiped off and polished. It will need a new slogan or a new campaign. If you understand that it's a growing process, that if your brand isn't growing, then it's dying, then you don't have to worry about it. Especially in this ever-changing instant market where everybody wants everything now. It's brands like Blockbuster who didn't want to grow. Now they're no longer around. Macy's, they felt like they were the number one. They've been number one for 100 years. Why change? When they stopped growing, their business started deteriorating slowly but surely. So if you go ahead and make it a part of your business to grow, it's going to be so much more fun. It's going to be way less stressful, and you're really going to enjoy the process more, because you're going to be like, okay, now my audience grew up. Remember in master branding, we talked about that. My audience grew up. They're not 10 and 12 anymore. They're 14 and 24. You know, I mean, they're 20 and 24 to 24. So it's a different approach. They have different values. They care about different things right now. Same brand, got to tailor my message to make sure that I'm serving my audience, not appeasing, but serving. You want to serve your audience, not just appease them, not just give them what they want because it's what they ask for. That's not service. If you're always giving people what they want, trust me, they'll never be happy. They will never be happy. It's the brands that surprise you, that shock you, that add a little bit of extra value, that spark an old emotion, or even a new emotion. Those brands are the brands that people love, trust, and buy from, right? Apple keeps us on our toes. Oh no, here's another Apple update. You thought that was it? Nope, got something new. Those type of companies, because they're growing. They're forever growing. They're not going to stop growing, and we expect them to grow, and we're excited about that growth. All right, hopefully that answered that. Do we have any? When did you realize you had to change? Okay, we did that. Okay, perfect. Any more questions? Any more questions? We just pulled up. We're pushing about 11 p.m. So we're, right under that 60-minute mark for this session today. And as I mentioned, I really just wanted to keep it, we're just going to start working our way through this. And for beginners, I really want to go step by step and break it down. That way, you can have a full understanding of the process, not just the steps, but the actual process. So I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening on Beginners Branding. And excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and cut the recording. And again, thank you so much for joining me here on Beginners Branding. This is Jumpstart Your Brand with Leah Laverne, the Mogul Mommy, one of your top leaders here in the Smart Systems community, where, of course, we work smarter, not harder. Until next time, remember, be a student always.
Thank you, Queen.
You're so welcome.